As you might recall, back in January we logged our property. This put a little bit of cash in our pocket, but it left us with a problem. Stumps. We got lots of stumps. They are all different shapes and sizes, thicknesses, some tall, some really short. The question was, how do I remove these stumps? I looked at different options, including stump grinder. Stump grinders, however, are very expensive and are pretty much one-trick ponies. They're only good at removing stumps. So what am I going to do? Back in February I got this backhoe. You might recall it from an earlier video. The problem that I ran into was how do I get it hooked up to my tractor. That's a Kubota mount you see here, and that won't work for my tractor. So I contacted Woods, who makes the backhoe, and asked them how to get it hooked up to an LS tractor. They said that they don't make mounts for an LS tractor, but through some talking and educating myself, I discovered that Woods makes mounts for a New Holland tractor, which is, as you might know, the exact same as my tractor. So, a little bit of difference though. How do I take a Woods backhoe, marry it to a LS tractor with a subframe mount that is designed for the loader of a New Holland loader, and make those all work nice together? Well, I got the mount and I started getting to work. I jacked up the back of the tractor and had to remove the tires. The tires are extremely heavy because they're filled. And I set to work removing the links and following the instructions. I ended up taking that blue railing off and getting the new mount wrapped around the axle there. I'm at a stopping point right now because I got to build the bracket for the front. I got the back all mounted. Not all mounted, it's tight, but like I didn't put a bolt through that hole there kind of a thing. So I needed to figure out what to do up here. I took off the LS frame rail, and I have to make those marry. So it's 2.5 inches gap I need to span there. So what I'm going to do is do a 1.25 inch thick steel plate, like 6 inches long, and I got all the dimensions. And basically I'm going to make a bracket, an L-shaped bracket that comes out and up, 2 pieces, bolted or welded in the middle. Probably just gonna weld them. I might do both, might bolt them and weld them, just to make sure that they're extra stout. But it's 1.25 inches thick, so I don't think the stresses that this rail will witness will affect that at all. So I will need to get longer bolts too. That's where I'm at today. I need to go to the metal store and get some metal, but unfortunately tomorrow being Sunday they're closed, so I will continue this Monday evening. It's all done. I got it hooked up finally. It hooks on. Down there is a permanent pin and a little notch on the part that stays on the tractor. The pin's on the backhoe. And then up here is that bolt. Here's the other one on this side. Comes a little wrench. So you tighten that, you put that bolt through there and tighten it down, put the pin through it. And that's it. You just use the hydraulics to get it all lined up and installed. It took me about 20 minutes my first time. I'm sure I'll get easier, or I'm sure I'll get better with it as I take it on and off.
I can still use the 3-point. The 3-point hooks up down there to that silver pin there, up to the arm, and then down there. After the backhoe is taken off. There's no pressure on that line. These lines are a little long. I did have to get different connectors, and I should have just got new hoses made. This cross member is upside down. I do know that. It's supposed to go on these lower bolts down there and flip over, and then you're supposed to hook the quick connectors from the hydraulics down here through those holes there. You can imagine that. And then the hoses come out of here, this plate, and up to the tractor. So it's supposed to like clean things up and tidy them up. I wasn't paying attention to the instructions, so I put that on upside down. And when I realized it's what it's for and why it's that way, I didn't care. These lines were already on it, and I wasn't going to remake the whole hoses. That's I absolutely have to. So I will find a better way of routing those though. There is a hydraulic oil leak. I'm not sure where it's coming from. You can see a little bit of evidence of it right there. It's bad down here, and I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from. I did see a little bit of evidence of it when I bought it, and it didn't really bother me that much. Because if it's something simple, I can easily repair it. So I just gotta find it. Once I find it, I can fix it. But here it is. The hydraulics are plenty powerful. I haven't done any digging with it. I just got it done. So my next step now, I'm running out of time today, so I just parked it. But my next step now is to pressure wash it, grease it. I ran it through its motions already, and just kind of moving it around just to see if everything was freed up and easily movable. And everything is. I will be using this here very shortly. The feet don't have any kind of grip on them. The pads or something, whatever was bolted there, are gone. So I'll make something for that. But that's very low priority right now. The front brackets. So I didn't paint them yet, and I will eventually. Again, low priority. But there it is right there. That's 1.25" steel plate that I welded up, and we drilled and mounted to the loader bracket. It's welded all the way around with 7018 welding rod. It's not my prettiest job of welding, but it gets the job done. It's stuck on there pretty well. And if it ever breaks, I can simply drill that. It's through and through, on both sides. So I can simply drill that out and put a pin through it, weld that pin in place, and it'll never come off. But I think my welds are pretty sound. So, one thing I'm not happy about is the amount of ground clearance I now have. I thought this tractor had bad ground clearance when I bought it. Now it has worse. But there is a shelf there now on the inside as well. You can see it down there. That I can put a skid pan on. I can kind of protect everything underneath a little better. Overall, I'm very happy with it. Taking the tires on and off were a bear. They're like 550 pounds a piece because they're filled with beet juice. So that was a chore, but we got it done anyway. Last night, really late. So there it is. All done, all complete. All told, I'm into this project. $4,000 for the backhoe, bought it used. $2,400 for the mount.
and about $100 for the steel plate, minus some hydraulic fittings, some bolts, and my time. It's not too bad for a 9-foot heavy-duty Woods backhoe. So this video took me a while to get it done. I lost a lot of footage of the actual install, and things have been kind of crazy around my place lately. So finding time to not only get out and work on the backhoe, but edit the video together and get it produced has been time consuming. So please bear with me as we get our lives sorted, and I'll start producing videos more regularly coming up here hopefully soon. Thanks for watching, and as always, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.